Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Listen closely, because this isn't just another video or casual reminder. This is a wake-up call for the chosen ones, the 0.01% whose souls have been quietly marked for a monumental spiritual battle. And if you think this fight is optional, think again. If you lose this battle, Allah might never use you again in the way He intended. Yes, the stakes are that high. Think of it like this. Would you show up to a war zone without armor? No way. You wouldn't step onto a battlefield without the right weapons, strategy, and protection. So why would you face the spiritual fight, the battle for your soul, your faith, your destiny, without arming yourself first? This fight is coming. It's already knocking at your door if it hasn't stepped inside yet. The enemy is cunning, the challenges are real, and the cost of defeat is permanent. But here's the thing. This battle isn't just physical. It's fought in the silence of your mind, the corners of your heart, and the moments when no one else is watching. You might not feel ready. You might feel overwhelmed by the weight of what's ahead. That's normal. Even the greatest warriors start with uncertainty. But what separates the chosen from the rest is the willingness to prepare, to take the fight seriously before it consumes them. And let me hit you with a truth wrapped in a little wit. You don't want to be the person who says, "I wish I had prepared," while watching the battle rage around you. That's like going to a fight wearing flip-flops and complaining when you lose your footing. Today, I want to invite you to put on your spiritual armor, to sharpen your weapons, to recognize the battlefield for what it is and claim your victory before the fight even begins. Stay with me until the end, because I will pray for you, a prayer for strength, guidance, and protection as you get ready for what's coming. Because chosen one, the fight is real. And it's about time you arm yourself. Now that you understand the urgency, let's get real about the fight itself. Because this isn't some vague spiritual metaphor. This is a very real, very serious battle for your heart, mind, and soul. The fight you face isn't against an enemy you can see waving a flag, but one that attacks silently, steadily, and relentlessly. This spiritual battle happens on multiple fronts. It's the struggle against doubts that creep in during your quiet moments. It's the temptation to turn away from your purpose when the path gets tough. It's the distractions of this world pulling your attention away from what really matters. Imagine this fight as a battlefield where every thought, every choice, every moment counts. There are whispers trying to convince you to give up, to settle for less, to lose faith in the mission Allah has entrusted to you. These are the enemy's weapons: deception, discouragement, and delay. And here's the kicker. This fight isn't a video game with unlimited lives or second chances. You have one soul, one opportunity to stand firm. Lose this fight, and you risk being sidelined from the divine mission Allah had in store for you. The doors that once opened might close forever. Think about it. When a soldier fails to prepare or loses focus, they don't get a reset button. The consequences are real, lasting, and sometimes irreversible. That's the level of seriousness you need to bring to your spiritual preparation. But here's a witty reality check. The enemy doesn't announce its moves. It won't send you a battle alert notification. That's why you have to be alert, vigilant, and ready at all times. Complacency is the enemy's best friend. So this fight is ongoing, and it's personal. It's a test of your faith, your resilience, and your dedication. It will push you to your limits and beyond, but winning it means securing your place as one of Allah's trusted servants. Remember, the fight may feel exhausting, but the victory will be eternal. It's not about the struggles you face, but how you face them. Prepare yourself mentally and spiritually, because the fight is here and it's waiting for no one. Now, it's time to get to know your enemy. Because how can you fight what you don't understand? This enemy isn't always obvious. It doesn't wear a uniform or carry a sword. Instead, it attacks quietly, slipping into your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits without warning. This enemy is deception. It's the voice that tells you you're not strong enough, or this isn't worth the struggle. It's the whisper that encourages shortcuts, excuses, or giving up when things get difficult. It hides in the mundane distractions of life, pulling your attention away from your purpose. And here's a sharp truth for you. This enemy thrives on complacency. It loves when you think, I'm fine as I am, or I'll start preparing tomorrow. It counts on you underestimating the battle ahead. But the reality? The enemy is always alert, always planning its next move. You'll find this enemy attacking your heart with doubt, trying to convince you that your efforts are useless or that the path you're on is too hard. It uses fear, shame, and impatience as weapons. The enemy knows that if it can get you to stop fighting, even for a moment, it has won. That's why vigilance is your best defense. You must learn to recognize the signs of this enemy's presence. The creeping negativity, the sudden loss of motivation, the moments when your prayers feel dry or your faith feels weak. And don't be fooled by overconfidence. Sometimes the greatest danger comes when you think you're already prepared, but your defenses have holes you don't see. The enemy is clever. It knows how to exploit even small weaknesses. Here's a little humor to keep you sharp. The enemy doesn't send a polite text saying, "Hey, I'm attacking now." So if you're waiting for a notification, you're already losing ground. Stay alert, keep your armor polished, and your weapons ready. Remember, knowing your enemy isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. When you understand how and where the enemy attacks, you can guard those areas with greater care and focus. The battle isn't just outside, it's inside you. And winning starts with mastering your own mind and heart. Now that we know the fight is real and the enemy is cunning, it's time to talk about how you arm yourself. Because going into battle unprepared is a fast track to defeat. The good news is, Allah has given you the tools, spiritual weapons, to protect yourself and claim victory. But like any warrior, you must learn to use them well and consistently. First and foremost, your primary weapon is prayer. Prayer is your direct line to Allah, your shield and your sword. It's not just a ritual or habit. It's the source of your strength and resilience. When you pray with sincerity, you invite divine protection, guidance, and power. Think of prayer as your spiritual armor plating. The thicker and more consistent it is, the harder it becomes for the enemy to penetrate. But prayer alone isn't enough. Knowledge is your second weapon. You must understand what you're fighting for and why. Learning about your faith, the examples of those who came before you, and the wisdom Allah has provided equips you with clarity and direction. Knowledge sharpens your sword and helps you identify the enemy's tricks and traps. Without it, you're fighting blindfolded. Next comes patience. The quiet strength that keeps you steady when the battle drags on and the enemy seems relentless. Patience is not passive waiting. It's active endurance and trust in Allah's timing. The chosen are not those who sprint for a moment and collapse, but those who run the spiritual marathon, keeping their eyes fixed on the eternal prize. When patience runs low, the enemy's whispers grow louder. So, nurture patience like a prized weapon, ready to be wielded at any moment. Trust in Allah is another critical weapon. You may prepare, pray, and endure, but without deep trust, doubt can sabotage your efforts. Trust means knowing that Allah is the best of planners, that every trial has purpose, and that no struggle is wasted. It's like having an unbreakable lifeline in the chaos of battle. When trust falters, fear and anxiety sneak in. Strengthen this trust daily through reflection, gratitude, and remembering Allah's mercy. Remembrance, keeping Allah in your heart and mind throughout the day, acts like a constant shield. It protects you from distractions and negative thoughts. Remembering Allah's names, His promises, and His presence builds a spiritual atmosphere that makes it harder for the enemy to find footholds. It's as if you're walking through a battlefield surrounded by a force field of divine light. Don't forget your community. Though this fight feels personal, you're not alone. Surround yourself with fellow believers who encourage, remind, and support you. A strong support network acts like reinforcements in battle, providing strength when you're weary and guidance when you're confused. Isolation makes you vulnerable. Connection makes you stronger. Now, a witty reminder: don't show up to the battlefield with just a helmet and no boots, or a sword but no shield. Your spiritual armor has to be complete. Neglecting one weapon weakens your whole defense. Consistency in all these areas, prayer, knowledge, patience, trust, remembrance, and community, is your key to survival and success. And remember, the enemy exploits weakness, inconsistency, and distraction. Your goal is to make yourself so well armed that the enemy's attacks bounce off harmlessly. This requires discipline and intentionality every day. Action is essential. You can't wait for motivation or perfect circumstances. The battle is already underway. Start today by strengthening one weapon. Maybe it's adding a few minutes to your prayer, seeking out knowledge, or reaching out to a trusted friend. Small steps build an unshakable fortress. Ultimately, arming yourself is a lifelong commitment. The fight doesn't pause or take breaks. But with these spiritual weapons in hand, you become not just a survivor, but a conqueror. So, chosen one, prepare yourself fully. Your soul's victory depends on it. Now, let's talk about faith and resilience, the backbone of your spiritual armor. Because no matter how strong your weapons are, without faith and resilience, your defense will crack under pressure. Faith isn't just belief. It's a deep-rooted trust that Allah's plan is perfect, even when you don't understand it. Resilience is the ability to keep standing when every part of you wants to fall. Imagine faith as the engine powering your spiritual journey. Without it, the most beautiful intentions stall and stop. Faith fuels every prayer you make, every step you take, and every challenge you endure. It is what transforms trials into triumphs. This faith is not naive or blind. It's a firm conviction grounded in knowing Allah's mercy and wisdom are greater than any hardship you face. Resilience, on the other hand, is the muscle you build by practicing patience, hope, and trust daily. It's the difference between falling once and staying down, and falling once and rising stronger. Life will test you. The enemy will throw doubts, setbacks, and hardships your way. But resilience keeps you fighting. Think about the great heroes and chosen ones before you. They faced unimaginable challenges, but never gave up, because their faith was their fortress, and their resilience, their shield. Your journey is no different. Every test you endure is shaping you into a warrior capable of carrying the weight of your divine mission. Here's a practical truth. Resilience is not built in comfort zones. It grows in discomfort, in trials, in moments when you feel like giving up but choose to persevere anyway. The enemy hopes you'll give in when the battle gets tough. Don't give it the satisfaction. Witty analogy. Alert. Faith is like Wi-Fi. You can't always see it, But when the signal is strong, you're unstoppable. When faith weakens, connection drops, and everything feels slow or impossible. Strengthen your connection by renewing your intentions, making dua, prayers, and surrounding yourself with reminders of Allah's power. Daily renewal of your intention is crucial. Every morning, remind yourself why you fight this fight, not for worldly gain, but to fulfill your sacred role as one of the chosen. Keep your eyes on the eternal prize, not the temporary distractions. And don't underestimate the power of dua. It's your secret weapon. Call upon Allah sincerely for strength, guidance, and protection. Make dua even when you feel strong. It keeps your heart humble and your connection alive. Remember, resilience is not a destination but a journey. It requires daily effort and mindfulness. It's okay to feel weak sometimes. What matters is that you don't stay there. Also, lean on your support network. Share your struggles with trusted friends or mentors who remind you of your purpose and help keep your faith strong. Isolation makes resilience harder to maintain. As the fight intensifies, your faith and resilience will be tested like never before. But these qualities will also be what carry you through when every other weapon seems to fail. So keep your faith strong and your spirit unbreakable. You are not alone in this fight. Allah's help is with you, and every step you take in faith moves you closer to victory. Now, let's dive into the stakes of this fight. Why losing means more than just a temporary setback. This is the critical point. If you lose this battle, Allah may never use you again in the way He intended. That is a heavy reality, but knowing it is the key to unlocking your determination and focus. What does it mean to never be used again? It means your soul risks falling into spiritual dormancy. The spark of divine purpose within you can dim, the doors of opportunity can close, and the role Allah planned for you might be taken away. This isn't a punishment. It's a consequence of surrendering to defeat and neglecting the fight. Spiritual dormancy is like a garden left untended. Weeds take over, the soil hardens, and life struggles to grow. Your soul needs constant care, defense, and nourishment. If you let your guard down, the enemy moves in and claims territory, leaving you weaker and less effective. But here's the hopeful side. Allah's mercy is vast, and His doors are always open to those who sincerely repent, prepare, and fight back. The difference is that this particular fight is a test of your commitment. Losing it signals a disconnect from your purpose and breaks the trust Allah places in you. This trust isn't given lightly. Being chosen means Allah sees potential in you, a potential to be a beacon of light, a guide and a source of strength for others. Losing the fight jeopardizes that trust, and with it, your spiritual impact. Imagine you are a tool, perfectly crafted for a unique task. If you are neglected, misused, or damaged, you become useless for that task. The same applies spiritually. If you fail to maintain your faith, discipline, and readiness, you become unable to fulfill your divine role. But this warning isn't meant to cause despair. It's meant to ignite urgency. You are being called to action, to guard your soul, to fight with every ounce of strength, and to refuse defeat. The enemy wants you to feel hopeless, but your victory lies in knowing you are not alone. Allah equips those He chooses with everything needed to win, but you must be willing to take up your weapons. Here's a powerful call. This is your moment to prove you are worthy of being among the chosen, to show that you won't be sidelined or silenced, to rise and claim the purpose Allah set for you before time began. So reflect deeply. Are you willing to lose this fight and risk never being used again, or will you arm yourself, stand firm, and fight for your soul's destiny? The choice is yours. But remember, the door to preparation is always open. The question is whether you will step through it. As we come to the close of this vital message, remember, this fight isn't just about surviving the challenges that come your way. It's about rising to your divine calling with strength and purpose. You have been chosen for a reason, and with that choice comes immense responsibility. But don't let that responsibility overwhelm you. Let it empower you. You've learned about the reality of the fight, the cunning enemy you face, and the spiritual weapons you must arm yourself with. You know faith and resilience will be your backbone, and that losing this battle could cost you your sacred role in Allah's plan. Now, it's time to commit to action. Action means more than just knowing. It means living intentionally every day. It means making a decision, right now, in this moment, to take up your spiritual armor and use it. No more hesitation, no more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect time or feeling ready. The perfect time is now because the battle is already underway. Start with prayer, the foundation of your strength. Make it sincere, consistent, and your first priority. Seek knowledge daily to keep your sword sharp. Practice patience and trust to endure the hardest moments. Surround yourself with a community that uplifts and holds you accountable. And remember Allah in every breath, every step, every choice. You might feel fear, doubt, or weariness. These feelings are natural, but don't let them dictate your path. Instead, let your faith be stronger than your fears, your hope louder than your doubts. Every day you fight, every prayer you offer, every moment you resist temptation is a victory. Here's a little wit to encourage you. Spiritual battles aren't like battles in the movies where the hero suddenly finds a superpower out of nowhere. No, this is about consistent, steady commitment. The kind that wears down the enemy over time until they have no place left to stand. Remember, you are not alone. Allah's help surrounds you even when you feel isolated. The chosen ones are often tested more severely, but they are never abandoned. Your trials are forging you into a warrior who will shine brightly in the darkness. Now, as promised, let me close with a prayer for you. A prayer to strengthen your heart and protect your soul as you prepare for the battle ahead. O Allah, the most powerful, the most merciful, grant strength to your chosen servant listening now. Fill their heart with courage when fear surrounds them. Steady their steps when the path grows uncertain. Illuminate their mind with clarity when confusion clouds. Protect their soul from every whisper of doubt and despair. And armor them with patience, faith, and unwavering trust in you. O Allah, open the doors of mercy and success before them. Let them find victory in your guidance and peace in your presence. Make them a beacon of light for others who struggle, and grant them the honor of fulfilling the role you created them for. Ameen. Walk forward now, chosen one, armed and ready. The fight is yours to win.